The following presentation is an executive summary of an environmental scan of Teva Pharmaceuticals. This scan was conducted by a research team from Trevecca Nazarene University as part of their doctoral program. The research team members are Sarah Green, Greg Howard, Joan Nixon, Rolynda Potter, and Danielle Webster. By performing an environmental scan of Teva Pharmaceuticals, the research team was able to analyze Teva's current situation, identify current and future threats to the company's well-being, and provide solutions to those threats. The following is a summary of the team's findings. Teva Pharmaceuticals was founded in 1901. It is a worldwide pharmaceutical company in over 50 countries that develops, produces, and markets generic drugs. Teva's mission is to be a global leader in generics and biopharmaceuticals to improve patient lives. Teva believes that what they do matters every day. This belief is the foundation for their core values of innovating where they create value, getting it done together, leading the way, focus and accountability, caring, and making their families proud. The research team first conducted a pestle analysis of Teva. A pestle stands for political, economic, sociological, technological, environmental, and legal analysis is a tool used to analyze the key factors which may affect an organization. Political factors play a significant role in the success of a business. The political factors which affect Teva are the pharmaceutical industry's political action committee's influence, new drug approval, and prescription drug pricing regulations. Another political factor comes from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. The FDA is responsible for evaluating and approving new drugs before they can be placed on the market. Currently, pharmaceutical companies spend an average on 14 years launching a new drug, which is very costly. The U.S. government is attempting to regulate prescription drug prices, which will reduce consumer access to medicine, decrease profits, and impede the research and development of new drugs. Economic factor affects the way an organization conducts business and how profitable they are. Investors are leery of Teva stock due to the cost of recent litigation. The investors are demanding changes to the supply chain to better cope with the turbulent U.S. generics market. Generic drug manufacturing is growing and Teva faces new competition for other name brand drugs. The increased competition is causing Teva to lose billions of dollars. Sociological factors consider the beliefs and attitudes of the population. The opiate crisis poses a significant threat against Teva. Opiate drugs for non-medical purposes fuels the public health crisis. The misuse of these drugs has taken the lives of over 45,000 people since 2018 in the United States alone. Children are also impacted from this crisis. Children who are born from parents who have been addicted to opiates face barriers in life and find it difficult to be successful in school. Technological factors consider current and future technology or processes that affect the company. The future technological advances of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and virtual reality will have a significant impact on Teva's future manufacturing processes. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is becoming more prominent in the pharmaceutical industry. Artificial intelligence can be used to conduct repetitive tasks such as data entry or lab test analysis. Machine learning is being used to conduct clinical trial research and personalized medicine. Being able to process big data quickly will reduce research and development time. Virtual reality can help scientists visualize modules interactions to increase efficiency in the pre-development phase during research and development. Concern for the well-being of the environment has come to the forefront of governments around the world, which can result in fines and closures. Disposal of medication in the rivers, streams, and oceans have raised some eyebrows. There have been active pharmaceutical ingredients found in the aquatic environment that has had an impact on human health and wildlife. The FDA, DEA, and EPA are implementing new regulations to dispose of pharmaceutical drugs to protect the environment. The final element analyzed in the pestle analysis was the legal section. Legal encompasses regulations, laws, and lawsuits. Over the last decade, Teva has been plagued by lawsuits. 44 states have sued Teva for their involvement in the opioid crisis due to the mishandling of drugs. In Florida, it was discovered that one small Walgreens was ordering over 3,200 bottles of oxycodone per month, despite the population of just 2,800. Teva has also been alleged to have been involved in price-fixing generic drugs, along with several other pharmaceutical companies. The companies were accused of increasing the prices of 80 generic drugs up to 100%. This scandal has impacted the manufacturer and consumer relationship. Antitrust laws will impact Teva as these laws protect the market. They promote competition in the market while keeping prices low for the customer. Teva eventually will no longer be able to charge established prices for their drugs. The research team conducted a SWOT analysis next. During a SWOT analysis, a company's internal strengths and weaknesses are identified along with their external opportunities and threats. Among Teva's pharmaceutical strengths are most established generic pharmaceutical company globally, strong established sales, and a successful track record of developing new products. The organization has sustained a solid image and has been recognized for its generic products. Teva has grown to be the #1 healthcare provider for patients and caregivers with generic and innovative products. Nearly 200 million people in 60 countries benefit from one of Teva's quality medicines each day. Some of the main factors that have helped Teva build a distinctive identity in the pharmaceutical industry are creating quality, affordable medicines for more people in more places worldwide. In 2019, the company reported a total revenue of around 16.9 billion US dollars. Teva holds the highest net profit margin compared to other competitors, which means the organization is effectively raising its profits while still controlling cost. Teva markets over 325 generic products in over 1,000 dosages. Teva has increased its international presence in other markets such as Russia and Latin America. Weaknesses include litigation resulting in loss of revenue, fines and restitution, and public reputation. In a settlement agreed to in January of 2020, Teva agreed to pay $54 million for allegations that they improperly compensated physicians for speaking or consulting engagements to push prescriptions. These allegations include improper processing claims to the government, which directly violated the False Claims Act. Teva also accused of offering either directly or indirectly payments to influence physicians to prescribe their drugs, which violated the anti-kickback statute. August 25, 2020, the U.S. Department of Justice announced that Teva Pharmaceuticals have been charged with 3 counts of conspiracy, fixed prices, rigged bids, and allocated customers. These charges carry a maximum penalty of $100 million per charge, and the potential to go much higher based on the gain from the transgressions or the financial loss suffered by their victims. Looking externally at Teva's opportunities, they include partners with other healthcare companies, use new technology to improve development time, and increase generic drug production based on upcoming patent expirations. Utilizing new technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning can shorten this time through automation of tasks and big data analysis. Artificial intelligence and machine learning can analyze current drug and illnesses data to identify patterns, demonstrating a new way a drug can be utilized. Current collaborations with other pharmaceutical companies and educational institutions have been effective in shortening development time and should be continued. Partnerships also aid Teva in improving their reputation. These partnerships will show humbleness, transparency, and commitment to providing high-quality generic drugs. Focusing on improving the reputation of Teva will lessen the stock market anxiety. Rebranding or changing Teva's corporate visual identity can assist with improving Teva's reputation. A corporate visual identity will mold the external customer's perception and impression of Teva, thereby improving Teva's reputation. Finally, external threats to Teva include competition in the market, stock price dropping, and environmental regulations. Teva's global growth and expansion were possible through having their hands in most of the drugs that were being sold. While Teva has also shown growth over the past decade, competition in the generic world has increased, causing Teva to lose billions of dollars to competitors. The opiate epidemic has brought Teva a multitude of legal issues over the past years. Investors fear Teva's stock and will not reverse their stance even with increased corporate earnings because of Teva's legal litigations involving the opiate drugs. Due to 44 state lawsuits, Teva paid penalties of $23 billion for opiate addiction treatment and a settlement of $250 million because of their hand in the crisis. Investors also are scared that the future lawsuits will arise. Investors also fear the federal government investigation into Teva's price inflation of generic drug by 1,000% will lead to Teva's being further penalized. With the ever-changing need to keep the world a better place, healthcare professionals and scientists have been working together to solve pollution-aged problems. They are monitoring air quality, water preservation, and waste management to help keep the environment safe. Teva recently paid $500,000 in civil penalties because of violating the Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, and Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, and also the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act at its facility in Puerto Rico. The company also violated emissions and waste policies. These regulations pose a threat to Teva's bottom line if Teva does not remain in compliance. With Teva being a global company, they must know and comply with every country's environmental regulations in which they are located. During the environmental scan, the research team identified multiple threats to Teva. Before presenting potential solutions, the team would like to review the fundamental threats. Threat 1, high cost of litigation. The problem Teva Pharmaceuticals is facing is the high cost of the lawsuits, which is linked to their part of the opiate crisis in the United States and globally. After being charged with 3 counts of conspiracy, which includes fixed price, rigged bids, and allocated customers, Teva is prepared to continue to cooperate with the Department of Justice and defend themselves in court. These charges carry a maximum penalty of up to $100 million per charge and has the potential to go up much higher based on the gain from the transgressions or by financial loss suffered by each of the victims. Threat 2, tarnished public image. The opiate and price-fixing legal problems has tarnished Teva's public image. Investors fear stock and will not reverse their stance even with increased corporate earnings because of Teva's legal litigations. Teva's debt is $26.3 billion US dollars. Teva had cut dividends by 75% and selling off some of their brands to other companies. The company received criticism for discontinuing medication which provided treatment for children who had cancer. And in 2018, Teva laid off around 10,000 workers worldwide to save themselves from bankruptcy. Threat 3, increased competition in market. In 2017, Teva lost production rights to Copaxone. As a result, sales of Copaxone were down $4 billion US dollars. Not only are generic drug sales declining, but Teva also faces new competition for other name brand drugs. This competition is causing Teva to lose billions of dollars to competitors. With the increased competition in the marketplace, the time to market with new drugs is critical. It takes an average of 14 years of research and development to launch a new drug with a success rate of only 4%. Teva has been known for leading a responsible business by encouraging compliance, ethics, transparency, cultivating sustainability, safeguarding patient safety, and supporting people. By continuing to strive hard to help improve people's lives, Teva will continue to be the viable, profitable company that will continue the path that it began in 1901. Teva is one of the leading generic drug companies worldwide. Teva markets over 325 generic products in over 1,000 dosages. 1 in 7 prescriptions dispensed is filled with a Teva product. Teva delivers critical medication throughout the world. Medications such as inhalers to treat asthma, life-saving antibiotics, and by providing low-cost generic medications. Teva has saved the U.S. healthcare system $1.67 trillion in the last decade. Teva estimates that 2,400 products touch 200 million lives daily. Included are 92% of cardiovascular medications, as well as 84% of cancer treatments. The company products include medicines for cardiovascular diseases, pain relievers, obesity, cancer, supportive care, infectious diseases, and human immunodeficiency viruses, colds, and coughs. Albert Einstein once said, "You can't solve a problem on the same level that it was created. You have to rise above it to the next level." Teva will not be able to recover as a viable leader in the field if they continue to do the same strategic plan of operating that has landed them in a slew of litigation with patents running out and a reputation that's less than their values would hope for. The following are recommendations from the consulting team. Biopharmaceuticals. Continuing to build strong research relationships with current partner universities while expanding to add additional universities will allow for alliances that will foster additional discoveries and embody innovation. Current medical research ties with the American Chemical Society allows for competitive research grants to be funded via the Teva Pharmaceutical Mark A. Gashko Memorial Grant Program. This grant has awarded a total of $1.8 million, allowing for 6 professors to fund areas of research. This collaboration streamlines potential research into marketing faster by funding additional scientists outside of Teva. Capitalizing on this and adding to growing this area will allow for a greater scope of innovation in the pharmaceutical market. Renewing patents of expiring drugs will allow for continued success and financial rebounding. Opportunities for expanding the generic market exist with more than 50 drug patents expiring between 2020 and 2022. Some major areas to focus on are Spretzl, a drug used in cancer treatment, which has had sales of $536 million in 2018, and patents that will expire on December 28, 2020. Bristol-Myers drug Dexilant, which treats erosive esophagus, patents are set to expire on December 15, 2020. Dexilant had $445 million in sales. Teva can take advantage of expiring patents to increase their generic market. Embracing artificial intelligence can allow for processing massive amounts of data and reduce time rather than traditional research models. Analyzing data using artificial intelligence has the path to develop more informed hypotheses and overall more efficient treatments. This allows for faster time to develop new drugs, as well as find new uses for existing ones. Using artificial intelligence will cut down the time constraints, potentially passing this savings on to the customers. Utilizing new technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning can shorten this time through automation of tasks and big data analysis. Artificial intelligence and machine learning can analyze current drug and illness data to identify patterns, demonstrating a new way a drug can be utilized. Through the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, there are projections of over $100 billion in annual savings for medicine and pharmacy. Drug distribution. Developing and implementing mandated drug distribution education protocols and distribution procedures to effectively educate for all participating pharmacies regarding the opioid crisis and how we can partner together to improve people's lives. Implementing safety protocols that have been proven success using an industry demonstrated model, utilizing protocols, technology security screening, and explicit inventory tracking. ensuring that all distributors will be held to the expectation of cooperating with law enforcement, conducting trainings from sales throughout the warehouse on compliance and regulatory guidelines that partner with Teva. This will create transparency as well as the mandated expectation for all stakeholders that partner as distributors to act as an extension of Teva. Because of the limited time due to the upcoming expiring patents, the consulting team recommends a timeline that starts from October 2020 and ends in December of 2022 to achieve the recommendation's maximum results. Teva will continue to be a worldwide leader in the pharmaceutical industry only if they strive to do different. They cannot continue the status quo that implicates them in countless litigation. By radically reconstructing the safety protocols for distributions using an industry demonstrated model, they can ensure that they are modeling their motto to help improve people's lives as well as emerge as a trusted leader. TV are working to embrace the emerging research that will allow for fresh innovation. These new forged partnerships, coupled with artificial intelligence and capitalizing on the renewed patents on expiring drugs, will allow for a sound financial base. This will allow for Teva to push forward to continue into another century. The consulting team would like to thank you for choosing us to provide valuable and resourceful recommendations to assist Teva in being successful as the top pharmaceutical company globally once again.